Art students, Brian Proctor back again with another drawing lesson. And this one is becoming a better artist overnight. Literally, you can become a better artist overnight by following this little simple trick that I'm going to show you. Now, this video is not about me drawing this big lavish picture for you guys to follow. It's more of an informational picture. And I always say informational video. And I always say that art is 70% knowledge and 30% talent, because everybody can draw, believe it or not. And I kind of explain it in the video. But by doing this simple trick, you will see yourself grow as a better artist literally overnight. It's just by doing it. So let's just go jump into the video. It's not that long. So check the whole video out and then just follow these simple steps, and I guarantee you, money back guarantee, if it doesn't work, that you will become a better artist quick. All right, so let's get into the video. Okay, let's start out with this question. So what is drawing? Drawing is, to me now, I'm not this great college professor, but drawing is eye-hand coordination and memory, mainly muscle memory. So what is muscle memory? Muscle memory is when you do something so much, the muscle automatically remembers it and can do it without even thinking about it. Like learning your alphabet. Everybody can do your alphabet without even thinking about it. A, B, C, D. You can do that in the dark, upside down on a Tuesday. So that's all drawing is. It's just basically remembering and being able to recreate that image through pencil, brush, paper, or whatever. It's like you see an artist and you say, man, that artist is so good. It's not the fact that he or she has more talent than you. It's the fact that that person probably put more time into doing it. I'll give you an example. If someone told you to draw a star, you say, oh, okay, I can draw a star. It's like this, that. Now, it might be a little crooked, but it's a star because you've drawn enough stars so much, or you've seen pictures of stars or images of stars, that you can just draw a star just like that. Same thing. If somebody says, okay, draw a house. So you say, okay, a house. House is simple. House is a square with a triangle on top of it, a couple squares for windows, a rectangle for a door. And if you're good enough, you can say, and I'll just put a little side on the house here, like that, and maybe a chimney like this on the side of the house, which is crooked. It's a crooked chimney, but anyway. Yeah, so it's just, you've seen it, you've drawn it enough. Now, if somebody says to you, okay, draw a horse, you say, a horse, okay, all right. You know what a horse looks like. You've seen horses before in movies, TV shows. So you say, a horse his face is kind of long, like this, and you got that little round thing here, and it's got a neck, and his head and his ears are like this, and little eye. He looks more like a mule, but the mouth and the big horse nose, like that. You say, okay, that's a horse. Now, of course, I have no idea what a horse looks like. I know what a horse looks like, but I have a picture in front of me. So that's why I just whipped this out. I don't draw horses a lot, but that's the main point, what I'm saying. Now, if someone says, all right, draw a duck-bill platypus, you say, what? A duck-bill platypus. So how many times have you seen a duck-bill platypus? So you'd have no idea where to start because you haven't seen it, but you've seen a star so many times. If you've even drawn it, you've seen a house so many times. You've even drawn it. You've seen a horse a number of times. You may not have drawn your fair share of horses, but you would kind of know where to start. So it's all about how many times have you done it. Now, I know it was the old saying that practice makes perfect, and the more you draw, the better you get. Well, that is true, but I'm about to show and tell you a quick way to actually become better almost overnight. Now, a long time ago, I had a radio commercial done for a product that I had invented. And if you ever listen to radio commercials, they'll always give you the phone number 3 times. Call 1-800-555-3030. That's 1-800-555-3030. Again, that's 1-800-555-3030. So the guy told me that the human mind picks up something quickly when it's heard 3 times. And that goes the same thing 3 times consecutively. Now, let me say that 3 times consecutively. Now that goes for the same thing for drawing as well. If you take something that is hard for you to do, let's just say drawing someone with folded arms, and you draw that 3 times straight, back to back. Don't worry about getting it perfect, but just draw it. Then your mind will see the little things that it takes to do that drawing of the folded arms. You might not get it perfect the 3rd time, but there's something in there that will click that oh, this goes this way and this goes this way. So this, for example, let's say the torso, and here's my shoulder right here, and here's this, and here's this. And here's that. So this is, say, like the basis for drawing folded arms. And you have this one here that could come down. So this one will come up and over. This one will come down. Chest, shoulders. So if I ink that, I can find me an ink pen that works. Just say like this, like that, this, down, across, and over. That. Now, if you take that and you do it again, 2nd time, right away, as I said, don't worry about it looking pretty or correct. There is a pattern to doing this stuff. There's a pattern to all drawing. And as soon as you figure that pattern out, or once you get used to it, your mind gets used to doing that pattern, then it becomes easy for you the next time you draw it. As I said, don't try to go and say, oh, I want to draw this whole picture of Captain America. Just take something small like a hand. Like if you have trouble doing hands, find you a nice picture of a hand and then redraw it. And that's where stuff comes in, like reference material. And I'll show you in a second because I'm trying to concentrate on drawing this folded arms. And then I didn't do the chest right there. So once again, and this is just number one, the eye-hand coordination, and that's when you first see something and you do it, and your hands can follow what your eyes see. Now the muscle memory part is because you've done it over and over and over again. That's just like doing a math problem. There's some people that are like really great at math, and some people really suck at math. Because one, when you first think of math, you're like, oh, I hate math. You don't do that. Some people really enjoy math, so they'll do it again and again and again, and it becomes part of their memory, so they can easily kick out a math project or math, what's the word? Problem, thank you. Same way some artists can just draw stuff just right out of the blue. Look at, what was his name? Bob Ross. Bob Ross used to just kick out paintings of mountains and fields and trees and stuff, and you look at him and you're like, how in the world does that man do that? But he did it every day, all the time. I'm sure he went out in the field in the beginning and he looked at these mountains and these trees and so forth, and he drew them, and he did it over and over and over again. So same thing with this. If you get something, like I said, a hand or a face, don't try to draw the whole body, because it's not about trying to recreate the whole picture. It's doing that one or two things at a time that you have trouble with. If you have trouble with doing an eye, for instance, You don't like the way your eyes look. Find you a reference of an eye and then just draw that eye over and over and over again. Now, eyes make a whole lot of different expressions. You can make a lot of different expressions with eyes. So that's a lot of eye drawn expressions. And it is also good to have some type of reference book handy. I know you have the internet, and this is not like a big plug for my drawing book. It is, but it isn't. But it's good to have something that you can always turn around and pick up versus having to get on the internet and search. So when you have drawings that are right there in front of you, you can do things like maybe a running position or a fist, or what does the arm look like in the back, and just draw these things over and over again. And even hands, you just pick a hand, say, oh, there's a hand holding something. I don't know how to do that. You just draw that once, draw it a second time, draw it a third time, and it will connect. It will be in your brain. So the next time you draw it, you'll at least know, hey, wait a minute. I kind of remember it went something like this. Goes up and the pipe fits in the hand like that. And as I say, it might not be perfect the first time, but at least you know the direction that that pencil has to go in and how the fingers clasp around it. And then once you get better at it, you start adding detail. You can even start inking it to make it look even better. And then inking it is the same thing. You're still going over those same lines, and then you're adding a little more to it to make you a better artist. Now, I always say that everybody can draw. Anybody can draw. I believe that drawing is 70% knowledge and 30% skill. So, again, if you can do your letters, then you can draw, because all drawing is a shape, or all drawings are shapes. Let's look at this again. So we did the star. The star is just a bunch of triangles. So if you do a triangle, that's there. You're starting to do your stars. The house is just a square with a triangle on top and a little square there, or you could call it a rectangle. Look at the horse. The horse is basically a rectangle. You have a little triangle on top of that. You have a little circle here, and you have another triangle there. So I always tell people to draw your shapes, and people, I'm not going to say they don't do it, but because it's something that is so simple that someone will say, oh, I already know how to draw this, I already know how to draw that. But then you get to the point where you need to draw a person, and you're saying, oh, I don't know how to draw an arm. I don't know how to draw a hand. I don't really know what I'm doing. But they're just shapes. They're shapes. That's all it is. It's that's a cylinder, or you can turn it into a long rectangle. Oval, another oval, right there. That could be a square. And I'm not going to sit here and draw a person, but that's how I learned to draw, by using shapes. Anything I see the shape in it, and I try to draw the shape first, and then later on I'll come in and say, okay, he's got a little bump right here. This is rounded off. The mouth is rounded. And this drops down a little bit more. This is a little fatter here. And that's the eye-hand coordination part. Now, just doing that, it looks a little more like a horse. There's a little piece here, there, and it's got that muscle here. The jaw actually comes back. The eye moves forward a little bit. It's open a little bit more. The ears are a different shape. But this is like almost like a triangle. Same thing here, like that. Start drawing your shapes over and over and over. When you're home and you're bored, get out the video games. If this is your goal in life, if this is something that you want to do, then you will turn your television off. You will put your Facebook up, you put your phone away, and then you will draw. If you can look at the phone, something in one hand and draw the other hand, good for you. But if this has been your dream from childhood, and you want to do this, if you had a story in your head since you were young and say, hey, I really want to do that story, I believe that story would be good, then learn these things. That's why I'm here. It's not about me trying to show you how good I can draw or how good I can't draw. It's about me showing you how to draw, how good can you draw, and to make it easier. So I think there was one more thing I wanted to say, and I don't remember, so I'll just pause it right here and see if I can remember what I was going to say. Okay, so I can't remember it, so maybe it wasn't important, but don't ever put yourself down and say, oh, I can't draw, he's better than me. It's just that you need that 70% knowledge. You need to know and you need to see, and that's why I'm here. So go out there, start drawing. Give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself. As I said, take one thing at a time. Don't try to draw a whole person flying and then give up and then throw your paper away. Take one thing at a time. Start out with the hand that's going up. And then do that again and again and again. And then you'll find out how simple it is. Just one little piece at a time. So I guess with that, I will leave you guys and just say, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. That's it. So, all right, enough with this video. I will see you guys at the next video, and it's going to be a lot more informational videos. It's not just going to be all just drawing and so forth, because as I said, 70% is the knowledge that you need, and then the rest is just the muscle memory that you already have to do most things. So I'm out, and I will see you guys at the next video. Keep drawing.